What's up? Hello. Welcome to Sammy and Creepy. If you are new here, my name is Sammy, and this is where I like to tell you about something creepy. I like to talk about horror stuff, horror movies, anything Halloween, anything creepy, anything all in that realm, okay? Today it's going to be movies. If you like that, just subscribe because this is the channel for you. Tonight I want to talk about some movies I've watched semi-recently / recently, and I just didn't talk about them. I'm going to have some controversial opinions on some of these, because we're just going to have to agree to disagree on some of these, okay? I'm just going to throw that out there. So these are movies that I watched like somewhat in December and then up until now in January. So the last month, I'll say. These are movies I've watched in the last month. Some of these are Christmas. How many are Christmas? No, only one is Christmas. Yeah, only one is Christmas. But anyway, yeah. Okay, back to the point. So, these are movies that I watched recently, and I want to tell you my opinions on them. And you can tell me your opinions on them in the comments too, but I think we're going to disagree on some of them. So, the first one is Woman of the Hour. I've not heard anyone talk about this one. I was just scrolling Netflix. Basically, Cheryl Bradshaw, a single woman looking for a suitor on a hit 1970s TV show, chooses a charming bachelor, Rodney Alcala, unaware that behind the man's gentle facade, he hides a deadly secret. So, there's going to be spoilers in this video. If you don't want any spoilers for any of these, you might not want to watch. I don't know. There's going to be some spoilers. Okay, I can't not spoil it because I have to give my opinion. And these are not new movies. None of these are brand new except for Nosferatu, and I won't spoil Nosferatu, but the rest of them are not new. Woman of the Hour, like I just said. So basically, I think it's based on a true story. It is based on a true story. Based on the shocking true story of the dating game's deadliest bachelor. I didn't know that going into it. I just saw Anna Kendrick. I like her. And I saw the description and I was like, oh, cool. So I watched it because that's normally how I watch things. It looks cool. The description is good. I might check IMDb a little bit and get a little bit more detail depending on, like, I don't know, what I'm in the mood for, how extreme I'm in the mood for, and then I pick it. But I just clicked on this one. I did not know anything about this going in because, like I said, I've not heard anyone else talk about it. But I would say, as a movie that is based on a true story, they definitely just literally stuck to the story. It's not going to be like The Conjuring where it's based on a true story, but they like make it more intense or nothing like that. It's exactly like the story, I'm assuming. I don't know what the story is, but she is... The whole movie, I don't know, like, the best part of the movie is when she's on the game show, but at the same time, it's like, it's weird and frustrating. It's about a serial killer, and you're following him around and seeing him kill different girls, and then you also see him on the game show. He's one of the contestants for her to choose to date, and it's so weird because after they have a weird encounter, then there's nothing to do with her again. So the character that she's playing, I don't understand, because the character that she's playing is not even the girl that, like, gets the brunt of the story. The girl that's most important to the story is in the movie. Like, it's scripted in there. And it's a really cool thing, but I don't understand where the whole game show and Anna Kendrick... Because you think Anna Kendrick being in a movie, you're like, okay, she's the main character, right? The only main character in this movie is the serial killer. And the ending is so weird. It's not scary. It's not... It just feels like a reenactment of the exact things that happen in real life and nothing more. I don't know. Maybe I'm just seeing it from I'm used to seeing more. in horror movies. This was not scary at all. It was just like, oh, here's a thing that happened once. Here's exactly what happened, and that's it. If you've seen this, let me know if I'm missing something, okay? It was just boring to me. It was infuriating because the one girl in here that's attending the game show and she recognizes the man on stage and she's trying to tell someone about it and nobody's freaking listening to her. That was frustrating. But other than that, yeah. Anyway, that was too long-winded for no reason. But the next 1999 House on Haunted Hill, watched that. I've seen it when I was a kid. Well, yeah, when I was a kid. And I really didn't remember much from it, but I watched it again like 2 weeks ago and I still love it. I think it has an amazing ending. There is an original to that. This is a remake, but it's an amusement park mogul offers a group of diverse people $1 million to spend the night in a haunted house with a horrifying past. So it's basically like Survive the Night. They lock them in and there's an evil in the house, and I don't think that it was originally supposed to be that. It was like they were setting them up, but yeah, it gets very wild and it has quite a few twists, and it's just a good classic like scary movie. It's not terrifying or anything. It's kind of cheesy, but it's just good. So if you're looking for an older 90s scary movie, ghost movie, paranormal movie, that is a good one to watch. My favorite horror is paranormal, but I also do like slashers. But my favorite horror is paranormal. I think it's the scariest. I love it. So the next one, okay, this we might have conflicting opinions. I actually lied. This one I did not watch recently, but I put it on the list because I never talked about it before. It actually came out over the summer, I think, or beginning of fall. It's Hold Your Breath. And it's got Sarah Paulson, which I love her. So and it came out on Hulu. Oh, October 3rd. That's when it came out. Okay, so I watched it in October. I watched it right when it came on Netflix. On Hulu. I love Sarah Paulson, so that is why I watched it. She's very good in horror. I think we can all agree on that. She's very good in horror. So I expected so much more out of this, especially based on the trailer. And it was creepy. It was scary. It was very good. It was very, I love the vibes, the cinematic. I like all that. I like the look of the movie. But the getting towards the end and what it ended up being pissed me off. I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it, but let me know if you have seen it, if you agree, if you wish it would have went the way it alluded to going, or if you like it better the way they ended it. It pissed me off. It pissed me off because it could have been so much better. I want an entity. I want some kind of demon. I want, you know what I mean? Anyway, moving on. Next is, I watched this one like a week ago. I thought my husband is a photographer. So I was like, hey, there's this movie called Midnight Meat Train. And it's about this photographer who's obsessed with photographing the serial killers, murders or whatever. I'm going to read you the correct description because I'm not good at describing. So I want it to be correct. It's Bradley Cooper. So I was excited about that because I love Bradley Cooper. A photographer's obsessive pursuit of dark subject matter leads him into the path of a serial killer who stalks late-night commuters, ultimately butchering them in the most gruesome ways. Yes. So that was very interesting to me. I'm like, my husband will love this. It's a very dark and moody movie. My husband is a photographer. He's into all the cinematic stuff. I'm like, he loves horror too. So we watched it. If you've seen this movie, you know why I'm sighing. It had so much potential to be so interesting. Low key, I thought it was gonna be like a photographer, because I saw one description somewhere where the photographer photographs these murders as they're happening, and I kind of felt like the serial killer and him were collabing. I misunderstood that, I guess. And then when you get into the movie, it's good. He is obsessed with the dark subject matter and he's interested in photographing these murders, but it goes way left and turns into sorry, this is an old movie. I'm just gonna have to spoil it for you. It turns left and it goes into like reptiles or some kind of alien thing or some kind of like creatures. They're like creatures. It's weird. It goes so dumb. It goes so stupid. It was like they got through most of the movie and then they're like, we don't know what else to do, and then just derailed. It had so much potential. This could have been something so cool, and it was so dumb. To me, it was so dumb. I'm sorry if you like it. Midnight Meat Train is dumb. I don't like it. Okay, the next one, I know my opinion is going to be controversial. It is Afraid. Everyone hated this movie. Maybe it's because there are levels to horror, right? So, in my opinion, there are levels to horror, and obviously, if a horror movie is PG-13, you can't expect it to be, I don't know, extravagant, right? This is on Netflix and Prime Video. I think Midnight Meat Train was on Prime Video. So, Afraid. The Curtis family is selected to test a new home device, a digital assistant called Aya. AIA learns the family's behaviors. No, Aya, I think is how they pronounce it in the movie. Aya learns the family's behaviors and begins to anticipate their needs, and she can make sure nothing and no one gets in her family's way. I enjoyed the movie. Obviously, it's not going to be extreme. It's not going to be like Megan, right? This is PG-13. I don't know what Megan is rated. I'm thinking R, right? This is PG-13. This is a movie I'd let my son watch because my kid likes horror, and this is something you could introduce your kids into horror with, because it's like, it's creepy and disturbing, but also not so far that it's not safe for children. It's PG-13. I actually enjoyed it. The ending could have been better for sure. I can understand why people would be frustrated about the wrap up of the movie, but the idea of the movie being a PG-13 movie, the creepy AI in the house doing what it does in this movie, I won't spoil it because it's kind of newer. I actually enjoyed it, and it's almost like you want the AI destroyed, but at the same time it's like, but she kind of rides with this family at the same time, but it's like, okay, but she's low-key evil, or it's evil. I enjoyed the movie. I would watch it again. I don't know why everyone hated it so bad. Maybe y'all just thought it was dumb at the end. I don't know, but I liked it. I enjoyed it. Is it something that I'm like, oh my god, top 5, top 10? No, absolutely not. But I enjoyed it. I didn't hate it like I've hated other movies. I did not hate it. I enjoyed it. I'd watch it again. Silent Night. That one was the one I watched in December. That was a Christmas movie. It's very similar to like The Mist, if you've ever seen that. But it's where a group of friends are all spending the night together, in knowing that in a few hours this like poison is going to come through the air and kill them all, allegedly, from what the government is telling them, right? So the government gives them these pills where you just, instead of suffering in the poison, you just do it yourself, basically. Okay, it was in 2021. I think it's a Netflix movie. I am 90% sure I watched this on Netflix, and it's not showing me that it's on Netflix. Yeah, Netflix. Okay, it's on Netflix and Prime Video. But Nell, Simon, and their 3 sons are ready to welcome friends and family for what promises to be a perfect Christmas gathering. Perfect except for one thing: everyone is going to die of poison. Okay, so this poison is going to come through the air, and the government has told them it's going to kill them in a very horrible and painful way. So the government has provided, lovely government, we know because they're always so honest and we can trust them totally, right? So they provided these pills for them to, like I said, do it themselves, pain-free, whatever. And one of the little boys is like, hey, but what if it doesn't do that? You know, what if it's a lie? What if it's not true? And they kind of go back and forth. One girl is questioning the pill, the little boy is questioning the pill, and then the rest of the people are like, no, we're gonna take it at this time or whatever. So there's a few going, I don't know if I want to take it, and mainly the kid is questioning like, hey, maybe we shouldn't, we should just see what happens, you know? And it's like The Mist, where at the end, if they had just waited a few more minutes, it would have had a better ending. But no, it had a terrible ending, and I hated it. And while most of the movie was good, the ending pissed me off, and I would never watch it again because of that reason. If you've seen the movie, you know, and if you've seen The Mist, you know, okay? Next. Sorry, we're getting closer to the end. I know this video is kind of long. The Ritual. That is on Netflix too. Loved The Ritual. A group of old college friends reunite for a trip to a most dangerous country in Europe, Sweden, encountering a menacing presence there stalking them. So it's kind of like a Wendigo kind of movie, but the twist, it is very moody. If you like wintry, foresty, moody, darker-ish vibes, you will love this movie. It is very good. It is got some good gore in it. It's rated R, I think. No, it's TVMA. For the gore, it's not that serious. But yeah, so these friends unite and they go in this forest in Sweden, and something is stalking them, something very large. And then they get these marks, they start having these dreams, and they're like ending up in different places every night when they go to sleep. Like, things happen. It takes a big turn, okay? But the twist is a good one. It's not one that's like, ew, oh my god, where is this movie going? It is a good twist, and I really recommend you watch it. I mean, most of you probably have Netflix. It's on Netflix. Go watch The Ritual if you haven't seen it already. It's very good vibes, especially for the winter season, in my opinion. That's something I would rewatch. I did like the twist, and I thought it was a really cool movie. It's kind of, I would compare it to like The Descent, but instead of caves, forest. Okay, I like it. Next is the first Omen. I know this came out last year. I have not seen any of the other Omen movies. I've only seen this one, so I have nothing to compare it to or be like, yeah, this is the perfect prequel. I know it is a prequel, but I haven't seen any of the other Omen movies. I probably will watch them now, but I only watched this one because of another YouTuber that I love watching. Her YouTube is Possessed by Horror. Her name is Sarah. Her horror channel is Possessed by Horror, and she does really good movie reviews. She talked about this one and loved it, and so I was like, well, I want to watch it now because she liked it. So it's on Hulu and Prime Video. Hulu for free, obviously, if you subscribe to Hulu. A young American woman is sent to Rome to begin a life of service to the church, but encounters a darkness that causes her to question her faith and uncovers a terrifying conspiracy that hopes to bring about the birth of evil incarnate. So I won't spoil this because it did only come out in 2024. I don't want to ruin it for you. It's rated R. There is gore. There is demonic. If you're not into demonic stuff, obviously, I mean, I think you can tell the first Omen. If you know anything about these movies, they're about Satan and demons. So maybe don't watch it, but it is really good. A lot of people, including Possessed by Horror, have compared this to Immaculate, and they were like, if I had watched this first, I might not like Immaculate as much. It is very, very similar. We've all seen the freaking nun movies. Like, we've all seen these kind of religious movies. That's what I'm saying. Not the actual nun movies, which I love. But we've all seen these religious, like, nun style movies. They all have similar vibes, but I do think this is worth a watch. It's very good, very creepy. The twist is good. The twist is good, but also if you know what it's a prequel to, if you've seen the movies after this, then you'll know what's coming. But also, it's just a good movie in itself. Even if you haven't seen the other ones, which I have not, I still really enjoyed this movie, and it actually made me want to watch the original Omen. So yeah, it's very good. Highly recommend. Next is a brand new movie that just came out. Actually, you know what? I'll save Nosferatu for last. We're gonna talk about the exorcism, the one with Russell Crowe that everyone seemed to hate because they're like, oh, it's just the same as everything else, which, yeah, I mean, it's the same as every other exorcism movie, religious horror movie. I don't know, I liked it and I thought it had a good ending. A troubled actor, this is what I liked about it that was a little different. A troubled actor begins to exhibit a disruptive behavior while shooting a horror film. His estranged daughter wonders if he's slipping back into his past addictions or if there's something more sinister at play. So basically it's a dad and a daughter and they're trying to like mend their relationship because apparently he's not been the best dad in the world. He had some struggles, you know, and he is an actor and like I said, he's working on a set. So this is what I thought was pretty different about it is most of the like religious horror or exorcism movies, also Chloe Bailey's in this and I like her. Most of the religious horror movies are like a kid gets possessed, like in The Exorcist and The Exorcist Believer and stuff like that. It's like usually a little girl or something like that, sometimes a boy. But this time it's a grown man actor who gets possessed. And it's got some body horror, it's got some, obviously it's got demonic stuff, it's got jump scares that are not cheesy, they're good in my opinion. I liked it. And I like the ending. I like when we go through all the traumatic jump scares and the scary, like, edge of your seat kind of stuff, that it wraps up well. That it has a good ending. I like that. And this movie does that for me. I love this movie. But as I said before, I am into, my favorite type of horror is paranormal horror. So I think that's why I like this one, even though a lot of people did not. I am not someone who's picky about this kind of stuff. I don't care if there's 100 exorcism movies. I don't care if there's 100 religious horror movies. I want more and more, or 100,000. I want more. I want more. I want more. Never stop making religious horror. Never stop making demonic horror movies. Never stop making paranormal horror movies. I want to see them all. I don't care. And I don't care if have them have the same plot. And I know that a lot of people don't agree with that, but that's just how I feel about it. I like them. I enjoy them. Now, let's move on to Nosferatu. I saw some complaints about a few things, mainly Bill's appearance. Because y'all are comparing it to the original, or because you saw 150 videos on TikTok that told you to not like his appearance, or you thought it was goofy because you're probably a child or somewhere near a child or a teenager. So I disagree with a lot of those opinions for a reason, but basically, if you don't know, Nosferatu is a gothic tale of obsession between a haunted young woman and the terrifying vampire infatuated with her, causing untold horror in its wake. So basically, she's a lonely girl, okay? She's a lonely girl. I've seen the ideas of like what this is a metaphor for and what I don't think a lot of y'all are correct. I'm gonna be honest. I don't. I've seen Robert Eggers talk about this and what the movie is about, and he did not confirm anything y'all said. So I'm gonna go with the director and the writer, Robert Eggers' explanation of his own movie. Sorry, but it is. First of all, I love the gothic vibes, the dark gothic movie. I love it. I love everything about this movie. I'm going to be honest. I absolutely love this movie. I don't have any complaints about this movie. Not one complaint about this freaking movie. I will address your complaints, or some of your complaints, like Bill's appearance. So Robert Eggers actually talked about this because I think a lot of people are comparing it to the 1922 Nosferatu, like the original, or like Dracula. And that was not the point. That was not what Robert Eggers envisioned. He wanted Bill Orlock to look like a man who would have been a Romanian, Transylvanian man 500 years ago. That's what he wanted, which I feel like he perfectly looks like. The mustache, the build, that is exactly what he looks like to me. I don't understand the complaints about his appearance. I think it's perfect. I love the obsession. I love how it's very clear that Ellen is lonely and that she called Orlok is who answered, and he is the only one who like really sees her. And I don't know, I don't want to offend anyone because I know y'all have turned this kind of negative, but I disagree. You can tell the husband loves her, but he thinks that in order to be a good husband, he needs to provide certain things more so than be there for her and be with her. And it's very clear through the movie that she wants him to be there. The only person that actually sees her is Willem Dafoe's character. He's the only one who really listens to her and understands her and tells everybody to stop treating her like she's a mental patient, like she's crazy, because she's not. She's possessed, and you know, he knows what's going on basically. But I think Bill's appearance was amazing. I think that all of the actors are amazing. I love Lily Rose Depp as Ellen. I don't think there could have been a better Ellen in this movie. The fact that her facial expressions and none of that was CGI, that was her. Amazing story, amazing visual, everything was perfect to me. I don't have a complaint about this movie. I love it. I will be buying the extended version and I will watch it again and again. And someone did point out that of all the people in this movie, you could tell that while Ellen was afraid when she was alone, she was, you know, she didn't like being alone. It sent her into complete distress. I'm trying not to spoil anything. The only time you could tell she felt safe or not scared was with Orlok. She was not scared of him. And I just wonder if anyone else noticed that too, because I did notice that. What did you think of it? I have no complaints. I loved it. Like I said, I'm going to buy it and watch it over and over again. I don't necessarily want to hear any of the negativity about it, meaning like turning it into something negative, because from the way Robert Eggers described the story and the point of this movie, none of that was the vibes. So yeah, anyway, thank you for watching. If you want me to do more of these, please let me know. If you want me to talk about any other movies, or if you want my opinions on any other movies or things like that, let me know and I'll be sure to make a video on them because I love talking about this stuff. So thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, do all the things that YouTube wants you to do to let them know that you like my videos. And don't forget to stay creepy.